Today, I'm going to bring you behind the scenes of my very first DEKA Atlas race against Kevin Gregory. So for perspective, this was actually my fourth race of the weekend, so every single part of my body hurt. In this race, I actually decided to split up the thrusters 10 and 10. Going into the next race, I'm going to try and go 20 unbroken since this is where Kevin was able to gain a slight lead on me. Then from here, I was actually able to catch him since I'm so efficient at the burpees. And going into the surrender lunges, this is when I wanted to quite literally shed a tear. These are a lot slower than what I'm normally used to pace-wise, but I took it step by step, even though everything in me was hurting. And I actually really enjoyed this flow going straight into the snatches. Just the transition is absolutely beautiful. And again, this is another movement that I'm really strong at. I don't have to use a ton of legs. I can use the momentum from my hips to get the weight up pretty quickly. And the bear crawls, as funny as it is actually one of my favorite movements. And this is where I was able to make my move and get an entire lap ahead of him. However, what I do want to point out is his transitions around the dumbbells, which I'll show here in a moment, are much quicker than mine. And that's where he's actually able to catch up a little bit of time on me. Going into the sit-ups, this again is a really nice, easy movement. It's a nice break before the real work starts to begin. And again, I was able to keep my lead through here. Then we got to the deadlifts, and off of the very first deadlift, I immediately felt my shoulders just about give out. Having to do 6 of these was a little bit rough, especially knowing that the push presses were up next, but I was able to hold in pretty well. I had about a lap on him, and so I chose to take a quick breath because I knew that these were going to get nasty. So I started to break things up into sets of 5. I was hoping to go more close 10 and 10. I wish I would have just pushed for it because after this is just the jump rope, and that doesn't take much effort. However, the frustrating part, as you can see here, I tripped up on the rope probably 4 or 5 times. I just couldn't get the rope moving. When I'm pretty used to 100 unbroken jump ropes, this section definitely frustrated me. And this is where Kevin was able to catch me. He went, I think, 100 unbroken. And then we got to the final station. The other thing that I really want to work on here is you'll notice when Kevin picks it up, he doesn't have to bring it to his hips like I do in order to thrust it up. He's just able to pick it off the ground and go straight to his shoulder. So that definitely saves some time. And so I'm going to definitely work on that because as you can see here, I can move pretty quickly with the sandbag itself. But overall, was really stoked with the 11:38 record that I set that day.